Are we on?
Yes.
Yeah, hi, it's Umbra, your prefect of the Winds Lodge at the Grey School of Wizardry, and I am here with my 2 elves, and we're going to do this whole video in one take, because it's not like we haven't already had 5 takes already, right?
No,
totally. We always get it perfect the first time.
Right, yeah, totally.
So yeah, lots of things to talk about today. What did I say I was going to talk about? Do you remember? I don't remember either. So all of the challenges and the physical conclave coming up and what's going on in the forums, and we'll start out with a welcome to our new Winds Lodge apprentices. We have Karu, Shakunet, and Spirit. I hope I am pronouncing your names correctly. So what's new in the forums? Well, a big change is we are going to start using what is the beta forums, as it's going to become our regular forums. I don't have the date for that changeover yet, but it is coming. So if you have not started to use the beta forums, now's a good time to start. All right, so recently, historically, the Winds Lodge was a lot more vibrant, happening place. This has not been recent, but we have had a few conversations going on in the forums, and I thought I should to mention them, so maybe you will go into the forums and join in the conversation. We have Apprentice the Nameless One, who has been having a very interesting conversation, talking about how they employ what they're using, what they have learned as a wizard into their teaching position in South Korea, and that has been a fascinating discussion. If you haven't gone into the Lodge forums and read it, I encourage you to do so. Also, Cerberus Bindweed in Australia was going to have a meetup today in the virtual campus, and I read that, and I went and I looked to see what the time difference was on it, and it happened yesterday. So it's funny how that time stuff works. It's kind of mystifying. So, but Cerberus gave a shout out to my previous video, and thank you for that. So Cerberus, you know, scheduling these meetups and, you know, promoting my videos, I think you're angling to be our next prefect. So you don't know that yet, but you do now. So let's get it. Are you bored?
Wait.
This is our 7th try at getting this right.
No.
So our first of our 4 monthly challenges for December is one that I already unveiled in a previous video, and it's you are supposed to come up with a list of 12 gifts that each of the zodiac signs is either getting or giving as a holiday gift. You look so happy.
I'm biting my teeth really hard.
Keep smiling. We're going to get it right this time. And I thought we would, well, let me say, this is easy for you because you know, all you have to do is come up with 12 gifts, and you do not have to explain them. So how perfect is that? Because the challenge is going to be for me to come up with a reason. So I thought to give myself some practice on this, I would take some real life examples of gifts that were bought for other people. Like, for example, we have a gift that was bought by this Gemini to give to this Gemini. And we have...
She's right here!
This is what she bought you.
Oh, thank you, sister.
It's monster trucks. And I'm going to guess that the connection is that is motor mouths. Geminis are real motor mouths. Yeah, so you're supposed to be sociable and talkative.
Am I sociable and talkative?
I didn't say my explanations would be good. I was really excited when they picked this out, because I'm like, oh, that has actor Barry Pepper in it. There's even a picture of him on the back. I love Barry Pepper, and I need to say this because YouTube has this this controversial new rule coming out. It's, I think, effective in January, that we have to make sure that our videos are not appealing to the under 13 crowd. And unfortunately, this video says it's a delightful family film, so let me reassure you that all my opinions of Barry Pepper are of a completely adult nature. Yes, this is not for under 13. So, actually, fun fact regarding Barry Pepper, and this is an entirely true story, it's kind of an interesting segue here, is way back. I've been a student on and off at the Gray School since 2010, and I used to be a student under a different name because I was under the mistaken impression that if I came back I had to start over, and you don't. So if you have been away and you're coming back, you don't have to start over. Please learn from my mistakes. No need to reinvent the wheel there. But Barry Pepper was up for an Emmy for his role in the Kennedys, and he was, like, all the odds makers were saying he's not going to win. So I made this threat, as at the time I was a performance major. Why is there a cat on the table?
She left my lap.
Okay, so we'll just film it with Destiny on the table.
Yeah.
She's just gonna flop there. So at the time, yes, I was a performance magics major, and I joked that if Barry Pepper, he's Canadian, if he won the Emmy, I would sing "O Canada" at the New York Conclave. Well, that New York Conclave did not happen, and we have not had another one since. So the universe has spoken, does not want me to sing. And
That's one way of looking
that
at
is
it.
one way. That is how I prefer to look at it. And I am no longer a performance magics major. I am a dark arts major. And so, if you think there's a story there, how do you go from performance to dark arts? It's not going there. But my segue on this is we are once again having a physical conclave, and it is going to be in New York. I don't think Professor Kingsley knows what knows what he's asking for here, but he will be having a conclave at his residence in Whitehall, New York, from July 10th through 12th, and he says that there is train transit available from Amtrak, and the accommodations are camping. So as of yet, his property is not wheelchair accessible, but I believe he's going to be addressing that in the future. A review of last month's sensory challenge. Do you remember what our sensory challenge was last month?
Wait! No! I do. You had to combine two things into one.
Do you remember what the things were?
There was the mushroom mellow or something. Marshmallow. There was that one. Then there was this.
But we invented some for ourselves.
Scorpion
Soda.
and pop.
Mm-hmm.
Or soda.
Scorpion soda. So we didn't have anybody participate. The shock. So I thought, okay, scorpion soda. My impression of scorpion soda is, I don't know how many of you, maybe when you were younger, you know, those little rectangular batteries that, you know, you kind of stick on your tongue and you get it like a shock. I think that's what scorpion soda would taste like. And I feel like I was going to mention that, and that might be kind of irresponsible because I don't want to encourage anyone to do anything that's dangerous. So I had to look it up. And I'm gonna all the links that I use, I'm going to post, because we always cite our sources. That's a big school thing. I wanted to find out, is that actually dangerous to lick a battery? Because everyone puts down like the current generation for eating Tide Pods. For all I know, we were just as bad. So I found this page at Seeker.com, 6 things you shouldn't lick. And the battery is on here. It says, where is it? If you lick a rectangular 9-volt battery touching both the positive and negative terminals, you will receive a small electric shock. But it says it's not bad for you, just mildly alarming and unpleasant. So I guess not as bad as eating Tide Pods. But I was looking at some of the other stuff in here, like cookie dough.
That's salmonella.
Salmonella.
Salmonella. That and it's unsanitary.
Well, look, if I'm gonna die of something, death by cookie dough sounds like the way to go. I'm personally not gonna stop eating cookie dough, but you know, yes, raw eggs. There's a salmonella risk. It could kill you. You know, there's that.
Only if you
but
have
I was curious about some of the other things, like, so they said don't lick the Colorado river toad.
Okay, why would you do that?
Yeah, it says a number of human deaths have been reported among those who used frogs recreationally, because I guess it makes you high. So don't do that. And it says in California, possession of one of these toads is illegal due to illicit toad licking. Consider yourselves notified. Yes, I'm reading this off of Seeker.com. Yes, so I will post that link. I thought it was really interesting. Don't lick toads.
I won't. Noted. I would never.
Okay, so moving on from that, I wanted to have another challenge kind of related to that, because the whole idea with that is how to use our mental powers to conjure something in our mind, because, you know, so much of our power comes as a function of our will. Can we will something to happen? You need to have some, you know, pretty powerful command of what? Command of your mental abilities. I think we have a whole department on. Do you remember what the name of the
name of
you
what?
Edit this out to make it sound like I actually know what all of our departments are.
We're keeping that one in for the bloopers.
It is the Department of I can't even find it now. Psychic arts. I thought it used to be called something different. I thought it was like mental magics or something. Department of Psychic Arts is all about using the powers of your mind. So the second challenge, I want it to be related to a concept called synesthesia. And synesthesia, is there an easy definition for this? It says, this is from Washington University. It says it's a condition in which one sense is simultaneously perceived as if by one or more additional senses. And I was thought of this as like if you see the color blue and there's suddenly a flavor or a sound that comes to mind. I had an aunt who would say things like, "This salad dressing tastes like such and such a person's farm smells." And it's something that happens for people who are prone to having this happen. It happens spontaneously. They can't help it. They can't control it. But I thought it would be, as you know, an interesting mental exercise to see if we could do this ourselves. So reading a little bit more off this link, and I will post this link. It says synesthesia can involve any of the senses. The most common form, colored letters and numbers, occurs when someone always sees a certain color in response to a certain letter of the alphabet or number. But it doesn't have to be, colors or sounds. It could be smells, it could be scents, it could be tastes, it could be sensations. It says there are also synesthetes who hear sounds in response to smell, who smell in response to touch. And it says another form joins objects such as letters, shapes, numbers, or people's names with a sensory perception. So, for example, like Deva. Deva, what does Deva smell like? That's not what I had in mind. So, like, if you saw the letters written down, it's... So, if you are not a synesthete, this will not come naturally to you, but in the interest of trying to expand our mental abilities, try, what does the number 3 sound like? What does...
3.
What does the color silver taste like? other than zinc. I don't. No, I mean, no. It should be more abstract than that. So, what do you guys think? Like the number 24. What does that feel like?
Feels orange.
That's perfect. That is the perfect answer. Number 24 feels orange.
Number 22 feels
try
red.
to hold that in your mental mind's eye. I mean, I can taste that. Can't you?
Well, I wasn't
so,
thinking about
just try this, letter of the alphabet, a number, or just anything that you can, try to imagine it with a sense other than the sense that you would normally use for that. Like, I don't know, like the salt, the flavor of salt. What does it sound like? Like the sound of it slowly dissolving in your mouth. No, I think it sounds like an avalanche.
Yeah.
Taste of salt sounds like.
Can't it be sugar?
Sugar. What does sugar sound like? What does the taste of sugar sound like? I feel like we've been licking toads. So yeah. Anyway, next challenge. And I try to give you different challenges. I gave a challenge last month related to artwork, and so many people participated in that. So
nobody.
This month's art challenge is based on the theme of light, because what is coming up is the winter solstice, or the summer solstice for those of you down under, like Cerberus Bindweed, our next prefect. is but it's all revolves around the idea of light, whether it is like the birth of the sun, the dying of the sun. There are a lot of the December holidays has light as a theme. Hanukkah is the festival of lights, and light is like an important concept just in occultism in general, like searching for the light, searching for the truth, for the meaning. So it's kind of an abstract art challenge to come up with a piece of art that celebrates the light, however you choose to do that. And to make sure that we have some participants this month, Deva here is going to create one of these art pieces.
Wait.
And
it's not going to be only one.
David's name, actually one of the meanings of David's name is shining one. So that's perfect. The light, shining one. I always say that she's the great shining hope for humanity. I don't know how yet.
You never said that.
I always say that.
First time I've ever heard that.
I always say that. So, and then the fourth challenge is a very easy challenge, and it has been done before, and I don't think I'm even the only prefect who has ever done this before, but I'm going to do it again. And it's to tell us about your favorite class, and it really only needs to be about a paragraph long. Make it a compelling paragraph, I hope, because the point of me doing this is I want to read in the next video what your favorite class is and why, is sort of to promote the school to anybody who might happen to come across this video in the deep, dark depths of YouTube. Or anyone else in the school who might be looking for inspiration on what to take next. And I had these to read through some of the class offerings to see if is there anything that jumps out at you. It sounds interesting.
Healing, yeah.
They liked the healing department. So can you
I read a bit about it.
Yeah. So it said how they could identify what's wrong with the person, and that I think it was kind of complicated words.
Complicated words, yeah.
Yeah, but it did mention how their practice could be the difference between life or death, and that was kind of enamoring.
That's a
alluring.
word? Alluring, yeah. What word were you trying to get out there?
Healing has something to do with the difference between life and death. That is just profound.
I don't even know what that means somehow. I don't know about it.
Enamoring.
Is that a word?
feel like I'm trying to say something. That sounds like a word. Anamarin?
I feel like we should have rehearsed this more.
Let's move on.
But here's all right. So one of my favorite classes, and I'm just going to kind of go off of you guys, is the intro to egg cleansing, and what I need to do for the final exam requires me to do egg cleansings on other people, and I've not been able to find any willing victims. But since you two are so into healing now, I think that you can help me out on this. And you guys owe me, because when I was doing the egg cleansing, the 9-day egg cleansing on myself, suddenly my eggs disappeared.
I ate them. She didn't say not to eat them. You could have came to us and say don't eat the eggs, but I was like, you know what? I'm in the mood for some vegetarian bacon and eggs.
She ate my egg cleansing eggs. I mean, I don't even know what the implications of it are.
I can't see you.
Wait, is that a bad thing? Can something bad happen?
I don't know. I don't know what you horrible toxins you've ingested.
Wait, really?
No, I hadn't used them yet. I was just preparing them. I was preparing them for you. So I went to all this trouble to prepare my eggs, and she ate them. Not all of them. I did get to day 7, but she ate my day 9 egg. So it's an interesting class. Professor Shadow Fox teaches it. I think he may have even written it. I have to look that up. But it's a good class. I recommend it. So that's my recommendation. I want to hear your recommendations, and also, anything you share with me might wind up on one of these videos. So, and I want to put this out there, because even though, as prefect of the Winds Lodge, I can only award merits to people in the Winds Lodge, to apprentices in the Winds Lodge. And but anybody who participates, I'll share with the world whatever you want me to share with them. So I'm thinking, if you're responding on Facebook, please tag me in your response so that I see it if you want to participate. I'm also thinking of starting a forum thread if anybody non-Winds wants to participate. Like I said, I can't give you merits, but I can share your responses on video.
Something was going on over here.
So I don't know. I mean, I apologize. I can't award merits. Maybe next term I can run for captain, and then I will be able to award merits. And I'm thinking I will be able to run for captain because Cerberus Bindweed is going to be your prefect. Cerberus Bindweed does not know this yet, but from my lips to the universe's whatever. So mote it be. Okay, so for our next video that we make, if these two are willing and able, and they've been extremely patient for the many hours it has taken to video this, I would like to review some movies and some holiday specials that may have something remotely to do with magic. Like, for example, Rudolph has the abominable snowman, so we might watch that. The Krampus, and which is like sort of a horror film, but it actually has a heartwarming ending. And a person from church brought this one to my attention. I'd never seen it before. It's called The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus from 1985. And I just briefly looked through it, and I mean, it's I think a stop action, like animation. Wanna edit that part out? What?
You're going to make us watch a horror film?
Well, it's got a heartwarming ending.
No.
So, I don't know, this Life and Adventures of Santa Claus, like I said, I don't know anything about it, but just briefly looking at it, I think the creators have been licking Colorado river toads, but it looks very interesting, so we will, give our opinions on those 3 movies on our next video. We'll sign off with, I say very.
We say blessed be.
Hello, it is I. It is Umbra from. Let's start over. I don't know how to.
What are you trying to say?
I want to tell them that we are trying to switch to the new beta forums and talk about some of the things that are going on in the forums.
Just say that you're switching to new beta.
Yeah.
You could put that part in there. What are you trying to say? So, is that how I want to say that?
Sure. Let's move on.
Let's start that over. So I'll. All right. They're laughing because this is the fourth take.
You pay us.
You don't pay us.
You don't pay us, but you should. What?
Take number 5, people.
They are like. Well, let's try it one more time.
No!
I'm gonna get it right this time. I'm gonna get it right. She looks like this because this is our 6th take, and she's running out of. Just remember, I'm paying you to do this. Don't tell Daddy. All right, so one more time.
No! We're starting it from the part that just go on for that and to be like, okay, now I'm gonna guess why this Gemini Gemini. Go from there! Go from there!
Is this part of the bloopers reel?
We're gonna have a ginormous blooper reels, let me tell you.
So we have. So let me say that. Do you want me to do the whole movie thing over at the end?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Just the movie thing.
No! Listen.
No.
No, just the movie thing at the end. So what I want to was, specials related to the upcoming holiday season. Did you just belch on camera?
It was about to just came out.
Smile.
So.
No, restart. I don't want that in there.
Okay, so our preview. Okay, let's start this over.
What?
Oh, you have to make everything better.
You have to make everything better.
So, well, I'm trying to figure out how to explain. So I want to figure out where to start this. So, okay, so as a preview of our next video, if these two are willing, and they've demonstrated a great amount of patience, considering how many hours it took us to video this.
Okay. Okay. Again. We'll edit.
No.
We'll edit it! No! We're gonna edit it! Do it!
No, we're gonna talk about the movie thing again. So, for...
Better be getting paid.